And it's time now to review Monday's activities at the Nigerian equities markets with Edidiong Iwan. Good morning, Eddie. So it appears the bears are seriously refusing to let go of the markets.
Good morning, BC. The bears seem to have a firm grip of the market as market sentiment continued yesterday, with the all-share index declining 1.27% to 24,026.05 points. Of course, with yesterday's declines, the month-to-date and year-to-date losses rose to minus 1.3% and minus 10.5% each. Now, investors lost about 162 billion naira as the equity cap fell to 12.533 trillion naira yesterday. The total volume of trades increased by 31.4% to 189.69 million shares. Value rose to 2.78 billion naira, and all of that changed hands in 4,216 deals. Now, market sentiment remained weak yesterday as there were 14 gainers as against 17 losers. It's a mixed bag on the sectoral charts as two of the financial services sector gained yesterday while the other three declined. Now, after all the losses from the banking stocks last week, investors took advantage of the lower prices to position themselves, and that pushed the counter up by 1.51%. Now, consumer goods took the heaviest hit yesterday by 3.18%, and that was single-handedly dragged by Nestle, which lost 6.51%. Industrial goods declined 2.35%, and that was no thanks to losses from Bois Cement and Lafarge Africa. The insurance sector was the second counter that gained yesterday by 1.05%, thanks to increases in the share price of Cornerstone Insurance, ICO, and Regency Assurance, while oil and gas declined marginally by 0.04%, and that was due to the 0.44% decline on Owando. Well, let's talk to Abdul Rashid Momo, a stockbroker at TRW Stockbrokers Limited for more. Good morning, Mr. Momo. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
So with the decline seen in the market, should we be expecting the bulls to return anytime soon?
Not now. Basically, market moves in trends, right? The good thing is that for every drop the market has been dropping, it's still moving within some support levels which have not been broken yet. Market moves in cycles. The peak of our market is always in June, right? After June, we start seeing a lot of decline and people selling off. So this period, the people that actually make money are actually the professionals in terms of the first quarter of the year. You start seeing profits like 20, 30, 40, 50% gains. Within this period, you might be seeing gains like about 5 to 8%. If you don't take the opportunity, you see another loss of about 10%. My advice is, anytime prices drop, you buy into weakness and sell into strength. But a lot of people don't know that. When prices drop, you buy into weakness, and when prices go up, you sell into strength. So we are still going to be seeing some of these drops that are happening, despite the fact that the good thing is that we are beginning to see results from the closed results from the banks that are going to come up with their audited accounts, which will give the market some forms of buffer. But at the end of the day, the long thing that there's still going to be around, and I keep saying it, there's still going to be one very strong bull rally that's going to take out all these losses. And that might just last for within a week.
Okay, Mr. Momo, any idea what caused the declines in Nestle and two of the cement giants yesterday?
Basically, if you check out when the market was down, right, there was a report I wrote. It's called A Bearish Bull Day. You know, Nestle is a heavyweight stock. If Nestle sneezes, depending on if it sneezes up or down, you know what happens. So all these things are forms of balancing the market. When prices are dropping, if you check out, prices have been dropping all this while, Nestle was the one going up. So it acted as a buffer for the index then. So now we are beginning to see stocks like Zenith, you understand, moving up now. Zenith too is a heavy player. So that gives room for Nestle to now take some losses and regroup again. It's all about just balancing the market, not to let investors know that the market is either in trouble or the market is either up or down. So it's all these big players are just ways of balancing the market before the next rally starts.
Mr. Momo, speaking about balancing the market, how much of traction can the rights issue by Transcorp Hotel bring to the market at this time?
Which one? Sorry.
The rights issue by Transcorp Hotel.
If you check out Transcorp Hotel, Transcorp in terms of the weight, Transcorp Hotel is not even among the NSE 30 yet. So I don't think it's going to make much effect on the overall index. It's not a big player. And so far, from what we've seen, from when they came, for the last offer they came then, I think about 8 naira or so, we've not really seen much impact. And with our current COVID issues coming to the market this period, I don't know how investors are going to take it, because I think that sector seems to be having issues too, along with the airlines, and that's low patronage. So, well, we'll just have to watch and see what happens at the end of the day.
Okay, Mr. Momo, you spoke about closed periods of banks, but we've been seeing a lot of closed period and board meetings notices by companies. What does that tell us about companies' results in Q2?
Well, so far, what I've seen livestock, right? I don't know, but they've not got us any results. But it's going to be audited results, so we need to know how it looks like. But one thing I know is that the first two that normally brings out results, I think the Zenith, the GTB, the Access, that will give investors some hope. And I think they are likely going to do well, because my rule is that I follow smart money. And smart money means following the owners of the banks, or following the owners of companies. They always tend to pay themselves well. So we expect positive results to come out from the Q1 as we wait from the banks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Momo, for your input on the program. Mr. Abdulrasheed Momo is a stockbroker at TRW Stockbrokers Limited. Back to you, BC.
Thank you, Edidiong. And I like what Mr. Momo just said there. He says he follows smart money. Let's see, that's a good one. All right.